Fight Fiends forecasters, get ready for battle in Seattle. Seattle, Washington has a fight night, 12-fight event, and there's 7 canceled fights on this card. That's wild. Some of these picks you might think are wild, but I'm just letting you know what I'm doing. I'll let you know my confidence level, how I think these fights will end. We'll try to get through it as fast as possible. I'm not here to waste your time, but it's not about being fast. It's about giving you a quality pick and a winner. I got 3 locks of the week. I got a dog of the week, and the last 3 dogs of the week have won. We have been very profitable with the dog of the week this year with the bet. We put 5 units on Jared Cannonier last week and profited 9 units. Put a unit on him. No, 2 units? 2 units on him to win by knockout. He got it done round 4. And what a fight that was. He dominated after round 1. Round 1 was sketchy. What a fight, though. He survived, weathered the storm, as I thought he would. Round 1 was a nail-biter. He got dropped twice, but like I said, he weathered the storm like you want your fighter to do. You definitely don't want a guy that's a favorite that's going to gas out and diminish as the fight gets extended, just like RoboCop did. That's why I locked in Jared Cannonier with a 30% edge. So if you want the confidence levels, the forecasted percentage versus the implied probability that the bookmakers are making, not me. If you want to see my confidence level versus the bookmakers' confidence level, you want to see my edge? $5 a month. Each and every event will be there. Each and every bet is going to be there. And we're going to battle this week in Seattle. Let's go. First fight of the night. Not going to overcomplicate any of these fights. Just straight to it. How I think the fight's going to go. I'm not going to tail along with anyone else. I listened to a couple people already. A little bit late in the week. I've been battling the snow up here in Canada. I'm ready to go now, though. But let me tell you, I listened to some people. They're dog chasing. Some of their picks don't make sense. They're taking dogs that really don't make sense, but then they're not going to side with an underdog that is super live. I'm going to get to that fight. But in this one, the first fight of the night at light heavyweight, Raffael Cerqueira, Brazilian, 11-1. Got knocked out quick versus Ibo Aslan, who is on this card. He got knocked out in round 1 to Ibo Aslan 3 months ago. He's back. Fighting Modestas, Bukauskas. 16-6. He is a UFC level fighter. We know that, so he is my pick. He is the favorite. I'm going to agree with the bookies. Pretty much the same confidence level that they have the odds at, but I would not play the price. I mean, probably in a parlay, I got to think he is better on the feet. He's better on the ground because Cerqueira has fought complete queers. Not very good fighters. Can't trust in him. And I don't even think he's UFC caliber. Not many people do. Some people are taking the underdog shot. Hell with it. First fight of the night. You never know. But I don't think so. Modestas Bukauskas is training with Tom Aspinall. So if you do your research, you're probably not going against Modestas when he's training with Tom Aspinall. You know what I'm saying? He submitted Marcin Prachniow, a UFC level fighter, I would say. I don't know if I would say that, actually. 17-7. He's not bad. Submitted him, though, round 3. Like, he didn't even take him to a decision. So there is finishing upside for Modestas Bukauskas, Lithuanian. But I do see him winning a decision. Possible finish. That's why he is my pick. 75% confident he can get it done here. Fought 6 months ago. He's well rested. Training with Tom Aspinall. He gets it done here. First fight of the night. Let's go. Second fight of the night. This is a pick I really like. Nursulton Ruziboev versus Eric McConico. Underdog money for Eric McConico. Stepping in. Debut fight. He was in the corner of Jared Cannonier. But if you think I'm a fool to take this underdog, you're wrong. I'm locking in Nursulton Ruziboev. A prospect that knocked out Bruno Fieta, who I don't think's that good, but he knocked him out round 1. His hands are dangerous, right? He's quick and powerful, and it's not going to end well for Eric McConico in a debut fight versus a guy this high level, 6'5", dangerous. Just fought Joaquin Buckley to a unanimous decision where he showed, he can compete with these high-level UFC fighters. Eric McConico's 34 years old, making a debut fight. I don't think he's fought high-level guys at all. He's maybe having a chance on the ground in this fight, but I'm locking in Nursulton Ruziboev. Very confident he gets it done here. Probably round 1 knockout, as he's been doing. On the ground, I think Ruziboev has something to show us, but in this fight, probably not the fight to do it. I want to see him keep it on the feet, get it done here, by knockout. Lock it in. Let's go. And yeah, his brother was supposed to fight last week. Didn't look good. I'm not really looking into that at all. Last week is pretty much behind us. There's some things to talk about, but to base a pick off what happened last week or 2 weeks ago, that's kind of silly. We're going to talk about something like that here further on the card. What fight is it? This guy is huge, and I don't think he's very good, and he's making his debut. What's his name here? Julius Walker. We're going to talk about him in a minute. I don't know. I just don't know. Eric McConico, I'm locking against him. You'll see what I'm going to do later in the prediction video. Stay tuned. This one is pretty well a Dana White's Contender Series fight at a catchweight 175. And I don't know what to do. I was medium confidence in the guy that went to a split decision with Danny Barlow. His name is Nikolay Veretennikov from Kazakhstan, 35 years old. Had a chance at the Dana White's Contender Series, failed, lost. I mean, he can keep the fight close. He fought Michael Morales in that Dana White Contender Series fight, so he's fought high-level guys. But look at Austin Vanderford on the other side as an underdog. He's barking. He's been in Bellator, losing to high-level guys, both by knockout, though. Now he's coming in looking for the win. He has a nice win to Fabian Edwards by a decision. Is this a fight he could get it done by a decision? Fighting closer to home? Possibly. I'm not doing anything with this fight. Veretennikov was the pick. Danny Barlow was 8-0. Took him to a split decision. He had some dog in him, but now he's the favorite. Probably a little bit too big of a favorite. This is probably a 50-50 fight. Don't love the pick. I'll stick with it. Veretennikov, he's probably more powerful on the feet here. Might be able to find a punch to get it done. Vanderford, on the other hand, he might survive. He might get some takedowns, control time, but I just don't see it. Veretennikov should be able to stuff a lot of these takedowns and get it done. Not overly confident in the pick, but you know what I'm doing. The guy from Kazakhstan. By a decision. Maybe a knockout. Vanderford's been knocked out twice in his 2 losses. Making his debut. He's beat some good guys. I wouldn't bet on this fight, that's for sure. Not going to talk about it too long. I'll stick with Veretennikov, but it's going to be a sticky fight. Don't want any dollars on it. Next fight, I'm going to be honest, bantamweight bash between Javid Basharat and Ricky Simón. Simone's plus 225. He's lost his last 3. But hold up. Mario Batista, Song Yadong knocked him out in round 5, and then in his latest bout that he lost, Vinicius Oliveira got the best of him by a unanimous decision. Vinicius Oliveira, I'm taking to win over Javid Basharat. Mario Batista, I'm taking to win over Javid Basharat. And Song Yadong, who's fighting on the main event, I'm taking to win over Javid Basharat. Why the fuck is Javid Basharat such a big favorite? He just lost his last fight. Ayman Zahabi. He didn't look that good. I don't like the price. He's one-dimensional, stationary striker, has no finishing capabilities inside of the UFC. Outside of the UFC, regional scene, yeah, he might have been finishing guys. UFC-level competition, he can't even get the win. Victor Henry, he was struggling. Found a couple shots to the crotch to get himself out of that fight and save the record, but in this one, Ricky Simón, a dog, lost his last 3 fights. It's now or never for Ricky. It's now or never. Revenge spot. Washington native. He's born close to Seattle. I wouldn't go against him. Plus 225. Fuck it. 4 in a row. Let's go. Ricky Simón here. Plus 225 is a great number. I'm not liking the side of Javid Basharat. For the price you're going to pay, for how confident you are in him to win, you're going to pay that number? That's crazy. That is wild. Dog of the week, Ricky Simón. Lost his last 3 versus 3 high-level guys. Other than that, he has the finishing upside in this fight. He hits harder in this fight. And I'm not even looking at him going for the takedowns. Yeah, he's going to go for a bunch of takedowns. Hopefully he gets one, but I'm not even really looking at that side of the fight. I'm looking at this fight on the feet. I think Ricky can survive. I think he can have the harder shots on the feet and maybe knock out a guy like Javid Basharat. Basharat's overpriced, overrated, and it's time for another loss for him. Ricky lost 3 in a row. I'd look for him to finally win a fight. Unless you think he's due for the Global Fight League. If you think that, get the fuck out of here. This is a guy that beat Merab Divashvili. So, we got the guy that's going to be more relentless as well. Pushing forward. Wanting the win. He's more motivated for the win coming off 3 losses. I really like this pick. Love the revenge spot for Ricky Simón. Fighting close to home. He gets it done here. It's a heavy one. Just like Jared Cannonier was. Super confident in the pick. And if it's one that's wrong, I know he's going to fight for my money. I can't tell you, as a favorite, Javid Basharat will fight for your money and will be the better fighter. I can't tell you that. I'm taking the dog. Nick Klein, Masur, Abdul-Malik is a fight where I can't look towards underdog, but maybe he has a chance. Both these fighters unproven. Basically a Dana White's Contender Series fight here. Masur Abdul-Malik just hits harder. He's more powerful on the feet. He's training at a better gym with better training partners. That's what it comes down to. He gets it done here, knockout round 1 or 2. He shouldn't struggle too much. If he does struggle, obviously, Nick Klein's going for that submission, how he got it done on Dana White's Contender Series. But that might have been a one and done for him. He could be due for all losses from here on out. You look at the side of Masur Abdul-Malik, he actually has some promise. He's looking decent. He has a reach advantage. And like I said, he's training at the better gym. Great coach. Can't go against that, especially at this price. If you want to put a little something on Nick Klein by submission, a little bit of pizza money, maybe do that. I don't think he has a chance anywhere else in this fight. Andre Fili, Melquizael Costa is a 50-50 fight. It's priced 50-50, but Tapology has people going one way. So you know the bets are probably going one way towards Andre Fili. Now, do I think he's going to win? Yeah, I do. Do I think he has a chance to lose? Hell yeah. Costa is very good on the ground. You just seen him get a submission win. Obviously, he can get this fight to the ground, lock in another submission. But this is just like Nick Klein, in my opinion. It's submission or bust for Melquizael Costa. Andre Fili should have the wrestling and be touchy-feely on the feet to be the better striker to get it done as well. More experience, way more experience inside of the octagon. Off a win, close win to Cub Swanson, though. I think he is showing us that he's going to have some trouble with some high-level guys. So the question is Melquizael Costa a high-level guy? How good is Melquizael Costa? Is he top 15? He just beat a guy 39-11, not that active, Shailin Nerdenbeck, however the fuck you say that Chinese guy's name, who I thought was going to get the win by knockout. Obviously, Melquizael Costa withstanded the striking attempts that were coming his way. He got out of the way, he got his takedowns, and got it done. Can he do it in this fight, though, is the question. It's 50-50. The bookies don't really know what to do. I don't really know what to do. Coin flip. For me, it landed on Andre Fili. I'm going to side with it. I do think he is a better fighter. Slight reach advantage. Way more UFC experience. I like that. But I'm not betting this fight. And I'm not talking about it any longer. Melquizael Costa is live. But it's a 50-50 fight. He's no underdog. Ion Cutelaba, he is an underdog. Plus 150 versus Ibo Aslan. We talked about Ibo Aslan. Got the win versus Cerqueira there. Easy win, knockout round 1. That was priced pretty close. Probably too close for how the fight went down. Aslan, though, he showed holes in his game. And people aren't talking about it. He had a black eye versus the Pleasure Man, Anton Turkalj. If he had a black eye versus the Pleasure Man, I think the Hulk is going to smash him and teach him a lesson. 14-1, don't let it fool you. He hasn't fought that high-level guy. He hasn't fought a guy that is really that good yet. Now, in this fight, I don't think Ion Cutelaba is great. I don't think he is top 15 anymore, but I think he is a gatekeeper that can get past guys that are still green. Ibo Aslan, 28 years old, only 3 years younger in this fight, but his experience is very mid compared to Ion Cutelaba, who's been in there, And, yeah, got knocked out and fucked up in some fights, but he showed some heart. He's got a couple nice wins on the record as well. Now, in this fight, you never know what could happen. Can Cutelaba get the wrestling going? Could he get another first-round knockout finish versus a green prospect? Maybe he can. He will be my pick. Off a split decision win, though. He is due for a loss. I don't love the pick, but he is plus 150. And I don't trust in Ibo Aslan in this fight. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's fought anyone that good. Now, obviously, we see fighters come in, beating guys that are mid, and then they beat someone that's high level. It happens. I just have a weird feeling that both these fighters match up very well. They're almost the same fighter, and they're not even that much different in age. Only 3 years. I thought Ibo Aslan was way younger. So, I think Cutelaba is just the better fighter. He's been doing this way longer. In there with the better fighters, he's going to want to win more. He got a black eye to Anton Pleasureman Turkalj. He ended up winning that fight, but he still got hit a lot in that fight. And he lost to that guy years back by a submission. He does show holes in his game on the ground. He knocked out a guy less than 2 years ago that was 5-9. So, yeah, before that, 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago, he knocked out a guy 18-21. Now he's in the UFC, beat Turkalj in a rematch fight, and got a black eye, and then he beat Cerqueira. Round 1, super easy. We haven't seen him tested. If he gets tested, I think Cutelaba wins. There's the prediction, plus 150. I'm not telling you to bet it. I might sprinkle down a little bit, maybe a unit max. No more than a unit on Cutelaba. He is not trustable. I know that. I know how this fight can go down. I know Cutelaba can get knocked out early. But there is another side to the prediction, and you can't be biased to the prospect like everybody else. Take a listen. If you think Cutelaba has a chance, if you think it's worth it, maybe put him in a DraftKings lineup. I think he could have a good chance to score high points and something like that. He's a cheap fighter to buy into. I think he has a fucking serious chance here. He is the pick. 51 to 55% confident he can get it done here. Very low confidence. The next fight, though, add in another lock of the week. Number 2 here, Alonzo Menifield versus Julius Walker making his debut. I don't care what other people are predicting. I don't. Because sometimes that just steers me in the wrong direction, makes me not put enough money on what I feel like is going to happen. I feel like I have a serious edge in this fight with Alonzo Menifield losing 2 in a row to 2 high-level guys. Azamat Murzakanov, Carlos Ulberg, they would eat Julius Walker for breakfast. All right? Eat him up. The bigger they are, the easier they fall. He has a reach advantage. And y'all think, okay, Taliesin Teixeira, look what he did to Justin Tafa. That is not a good comparison to this fight at all. Not at all. Julius Walker, we got to bring up the guys that he has fought versus the guys that Alonzo Menifield has been in there with. Alonzo Menifield is a UFC veteran, 37 years old. And if he loses 3 in a row, maybe it's time to hang him up. But I don't see that happening. Look at the fights that he's won. And look at the prices of the fights when he's won. When he's been a favorite, he's dominated and got the finish by knockout. He's knocked guys unconscious. He's been easily able to stop submission attempts. Heaven, no neck. So Julius Walker on the ground, looking for a submission, probably has no chance with a guy with no neck. Now I'm going to talk about the last 5 fights that Julius Walker has fought, and then you tell me, is it a guy you want to bet on against Alonzo Menifield? All right? 2 months ago, he fought a guy 20-11, and he was scheduled to fight Saturday night a guy that was 3-5. No joke. No BS. 3 months ago, he fought a guy 7-5, knocked him out. Submitted a guy 6-1 8 months ago. Before that, he knocked out a guy 0-3. That was only 10 months ago. He's been super active this year. Within the last 12 months, super active, this guy. And I don't think he can go in there and keep up the success with a guy 15-5 that's been in the UFC, hits hard, has good takedown defense in Alonzo Menifield, who's hungry for a win off 2 losses. Are you crazy to take Julius Walker? If he wins, I swear, I might have to hang him up. I can't give too much away, but I have serious confidence that Alonzo Menifield gets this one done by finish, and Julius Walker is not having a successful debut. Like, a year and 4 months ago, he beat a guy 3-5. All these guys that he beat aren't good, are terrible. He's a can crusher, and he was supposed to fight a guy 3-5 Saturday night. Now he's signed up to fight Alonzo Menifield UFC debut. He was not ready for this. He was not ready for this. And he's going down easily in this fight. Walker is going for a walk on a short leash. I don't know how long he's going to last in this fight. I'm going to be honest. I don't think he lasts over 5 minutes. Seriously. He's fought terrible competition, unless I'm missing something. I know he looks big and has a 4-inch reach advantage, 6'4". But goddamn, it's Alonzo Menifield. Unless Alonzo Menifield's like, yo, I'm 37, I just lost 2 fights, like, I'm done. I'm done, dude. I looked at his Instagram, I can't find anything. But I know he's probably going back to Fortis MMA. I think he is there. He's training hard. As far as I know, come face-off time, if he looks ready to go, I'm not cashing out. Right now, I got a large wager on the locks of the week. Let's go. 3 locks on this event. Alonzo Menifield most certainly is one for me, and he should be one for you, unless you're smoking crack. Motherfuckers. Crazy motherfuckers. Now we got 2 bad shit crazy fighters here, and the odds are ballistic. Jean Silva. Melsik Baghdasaryan. This Melsik guy ain't even that bad, and he's 5-1. It was a little bit wider of a price tag, but obviously people are betting down the side of Melsik Baghdasaryan. I see why. He has a chance. He's a good striker. He has a little bit more experience, but Jean Silva is just answering all the questions. He's picking up the phone. Drew Dober, he did a spinning back fist, nearly knocked him out. Then he did knock him out. Doctor stoppage there, actually, and I mean, I can't believe Drew Dober went as long as he did. Anyone else probably would have been knocked out. So, yeah, he probably knocks out Melsik Baghdasaryan in this fight, who sometimes gets a little bit stationary. Standing in one spot, not doing a whole lot, kind of flat-footed, and lacking confidence. Seems like Javid Basharat as well. Now he's going to get lit up in this fight versus Jean Silva if he gets caught standing there, just looking at his opponent playing defense. Melsik has one chance to win this fight, and it's pacing himself, staying to the outside, picking his shots, and staying away from the danger of Jean Silva. If he gets caught standing there, he gets lit the fuck up. And that is why the odds are what they are. You got a fighting nerds guy that knows how to get a finish and has finished a durable guy in Drew Dober, a guy that has more experience than Melsik Baghdasaryan. And most of you would think Drew Dober would beat Melsik Baghdasaryan, right? So that's the odds. Are you going to pay the price? Probably not. Maybe you take a look at Jean Silva knockout. Jean Silva inside the distance. I see where he could be working on a takedown attempt in this fight. He could have success as well. Looking at his Instagram, he could be training that. You never know what could happen. Inside the distance is always a good play, but you're looking for the best value that you can get. If you're confident he can get this submission and it's a wild price, you probably should put a little bet on that. If the knockout is a super confident play for you, though, and the odds are still plus money, you can double up, triple up. You got to take it, and you got to bet it heavy, right? So put your money where your mouth is. You don't have to listen to me and every other capper out there. I'm just going to let you know each and every time how I see it going down. I'm going to be honest, transparent, and try to let you know or read between the lines what I'm going to do for a bet. Jean Silva, I'm not really looking to bet it unless there is value there. I just don't know because I didn't look at any of the props or anything on this fight yet. Been too busy. I'll get a chance to. For now, I want to see what Melsik Baghdasaryan does when he loses, right? He got submitted to Joshua Cutelaba. And his other fight, he got submitted as well. And that was his first ever fight professionally, 2014. But there is a chance. Jean Silva, a fighting nerds guy, very smart, picks up to that, especially the Cutelaba loss, finds a way to get it done on the ground. Maybe I just take a look here right now at Jean Silva by submission. I've been too busy to look it up. I want to see what the odds are. And then you guys can see what I'm thinking for a bet. Right now, I'm not playing the money line at 5-1. At those odds, I'm honestly looking at a money line bet on Melsik Baghdasaryan, a guy that has finishing capabilities on the feet as well. We've seen some crazy shit from him. Now, the odds for Silva by knockout 2-1. Submission 7-1. And Melsik Baghdasaryan's been submitted twice. You got a smart guy, a smart corner in Jean Silva fighting nerds that probably notice the path to victory on the ground. This guy's been submitted twice. You know what I'm saying? We got Kyle Brahello in the training room. 7-1. You might want to bet on that. Jean Silva is going to finish Melsik Baghdasaryan if he wins this fight. And I'm thinking he gets it done because of the layoff for Melsik Baghdasaryan. Almost 2 years, a ton of injuries and surgeries. Now you're fighting a very dangerous fighter. You got to expect for him to get finished in this fight when all what he does when he loses is get submitted, not just finished. So a submission bet 7-1. Very valuable. Glad I went and looked a little further on this one. Took a little bit of time, but we might as well take a little bit of time on a prediction that seems like there's no value on the line. 5-1. Now we found something. Maybe it hits. Maybe it cashes. The next fight prediction. The next lock of the week. The next one that will cash. Jean Matsumoto versus Rob Font. Rob Font is washed up, 37 years old, now fighting a 25-year-old in a fight where he was supposed to fight Dominic Cruz. Now he gets Jean Matsumoto. Yeah, he fought Brad Katona, but Brad Katona has a forward pressure, a relentless gas tank, and is hard to finish as well. Now Brad Katona wore down the gas tank of Jean Matsumoto. He landed some shots. He got some takedowns. But Jean Matsumoto, 25 years old, is going to improve. He's going to get better. He's going to be training hard. And you got a 37-year-old. Diminishing. Fading. Not looking too great in his wins. I looked at the unanimous decision win. I looked at the stats. He hardly landed 60 fucking strikes. You know what I mean? Jean Matsumoto can land 60 leg kicks in this fight, let alone 60 strikes. Jean Matsumoto, high volume, good IQ as well. I don't think he's going to get caught walking forward into these jabs of Rob Font. He'd be silly to do that. He would show that he had a super low IQ if he was just walking into these jabs. He's smarter than that. I think he lights him up with his own jab in this fight. He is the favorite. Money coming in on the side of Rob Font. And I've been noticing a trend. When most of the people on Tapology are taking an underdog, when money starts coming in towards a certain underdog, that underdog never fucking wins. And this is the guy, Rob Font. Money coming in. Most people taking him on Tapology. I think it's a slight number. It's nothing crazy. But people are taking him to win, just like they were taking Justin Taffa. Now, maybe it wasn't the reach advantage that fucked up Justin Taffa. Maybe it was 60% of people taking him to win as an underdog. You ever think about that? Probably not, because people don't look at everything when they're making their pick. I look at everything. The radars are going 24/7 whenever it's not snowing and complete whiteout conditions. We're doing our work, doing our research, and the results obviously speak for themselves. I don't have to ramble on too much. 3 dogs of the week in a row, a significant edge. And looking at the Tapology screen, it's only 52% on the side of Rob Font. But that could differ. Looking at a bigger scale, that's only 1,800 people surveyed. I think a lot of people are putting their money on Rob Font as an underdog, thinking he's going to get it done with the boxing. But the Muay Thai of Matsumoto gets it done here. The takedowns are going to be there. The control time will be there. He has a submission recently versus Dan Argueta that was pretty damn good. It was a guillotine choke. Rob Font, not normally finished. He went to a decision with Corey Sandhagen. Went to a decision with Davison Figueiredo. Went to a decision with Marlon Vera. Suffered a loss in each and every one of those fights. In this one, it's probably a Jean Matsumoto decision. showing it's a changing of the guard. We're going to battle with this lock of the week, and I truly think he gets it done. I might have to move my confidence level up because so many people are taking Rob Font, and we got to prove them wrong. That's what we got to do. After Rodolfo Vieira let us down, after he cost us nearly $4,000 in profit, we're going to get a little get back here. Going to battle with the Brazilian. Matsumoto. Let's fucking go. Don't tell anyone. All right? Let everybody else go bet Rob Font. Right? If you're taking Gene Matsumoto in the lock play, which right now, I'll bring it up. Gene Matsumoto, Alonzo Menifield, Nursulton, Ruziboev, plus 200, 3-1, triple up on this one. And I'm telling you, it's good up to 10 units. That's what I'm putting on it. 10 units on this one. I'm letting you know the bet. And I'm letting you know we're getting back in the win column, going to battle in Seattle. Let's go. The dog of the week, I'm not letting you know the bet, but it is Ricky Simone off 3 losses, ready to get back in the win column, fighting close to home. We are 3 in a row on the dog of the week, and he is plus 225. Plus 225 versus Javid Basharat. Are you kidding me? Let's go. Let's cash. We got 2 fights left. One of my favorite fighters in the UFC, in the middleweight division. We got Fluffy Anthony Hernandez as a favorite rematch fight versus Brendan Allen. This guy is a rear naked choke artist, one-dimensional with the submission. And now that he gets a familiar fighter, a guy he fought before, a guy that beat him by unanimous decision, he's in for battle. That is for sure. He can't get the submission like he has in other fights. He's coming off a loss where the confidence is a little bit lower than where it was 3 fights ago on a win streak. Anthony Hernandez, he has to be careful of the body shots. He has to make sure he comes in better shape than his last fight. But I think his cardio will be there. His heart is always there. And he will look for another win versus Brendan Allen. Beat him before unanimously. Second time around, could find a finish. Round 3, super live. Brendan Allen, I don't think he's going to have much to offer versus a guy that can shut him down on the ground. On the feet, it should be Anthony Hernandez. But honestly, by a slight margin. This fight could be close. It could be another unanimous decision. It could even be a split decision win for Anthony Hernandez. As a favorite, a little bit biased in the pick. I had him as a lock of the week last time versus Michel Pieda. I got a better price on Pieda versus Pieda. Got the round 5 finish in that one. But versus Allen, I'm just leaving it off. He's too big of a favorite, honestly, in my opinion. I would like a better price. I'm not too confident in him to get the finish. It's a 3-round fight, not a 5-round fight. So decision, Anthony Hernandez is the play. High confidence play, obviously, because he beat him before. But he isn't a lock of the week. Just didn't feel comfortable doing that in the co-main event spot, where this year the co-main event spot, main event spot, has been getting the best of me when we go to battle. But last week, yeah, we got it done with the main event. This week, let's see if we can go back-to-back. Jared Cannonier showed up. Ken Song Yadong show up, 27 years old, and get a win versus one of the best, Triple C Henry Cejudo. That's the question. 27 years old versus a 38-year-old Henry Cejudo, who looked good in his return to Aljamain Sterling. You know, he looked really good. He definitely won a round. Split decision fight. He looked great in round 1 versus Merab Dawashvili, and he lost a unanimous decision after getting dominated the rest of the fight. His cardio late, I don't know if it'll be there at 38 anymore. His durability, I don't know if it'll be there anymore at 38. 4 years ago, I'd be taking him to win. But now, after 2 losses, a long layoff, not having much success at all, I don't think he gets it done versus Song, who hits way harder. More technical on the feet, the better boxer at this point in their careers. The guy that might have trained with Henry Cejudo before Cejudo came back. When Henry Cejudo was retired, I feel like he was training with Yadong Song. If I'm not mistaken, he was doing some work with Yadong Song. I feel like both these guys are familiar with each other. Young fighter, ton of experience. We all thought this guy was going far. And it's just a matter of time before he has a fight and beats a guy that we're like, holy shit. He's got it. he deserves a chance. Or he deserves the next highest level guy. A win over Cejudo could be that fight. Off a loss to Peter Yan, where he lost unanimously. I think he's ready to get back into the win column. That was 11 months ago. Lots of rest time. He wants to show China and all the viewers he is the guy that is going to change the guard in this division versus a 38-year-old and retire Henry Cejudo, let alone a changing of the guard. Henry Cejudo came back out of a long retirement, lost 2 fights. If he loses 3, he's going to probably hang him up again. He's ready to start coaching guys like Yadong Sang at 38 years old with the credentials he has. He's ready to go coach. With all that being said, though, I do think Cejudo's live. That's the funny thing. Like, he has a chance to prove, Sang Yadong, it's not your time. You're not ready yet. Ha ha ha. You know, he's a little fucker sometimes, and he's slimy and cringy, and this is one of those spots, you know, he just laughs in Yadong Sang's face when everyone wants Yadong Sang to win, obviously, and gets it done. What an upset that'd be. Henry Cejudo showing that he still got it. That would shock me. That would shock the hell out of me if Cejudo can show up in this fight. Other than 5 minutes, I don't think he's got much in this fight versus Yadong Sang, a young fighter that's way too quick, hits way too hard. Yeah, that's the breakdown. We're going to battle in Seattle. Some of the picks, high confidence. You know the locks if you're listening. You know the dog of the week if you were listening. And now all what you got to do is like the video, comment below, let me know what you're doing. Let me know if you like the video. Let me know if my picks are absolutely terrible. And if you do, I don't care because we're going to get back into the win column with the locks of the week. These are the 3 most confident picks for me on the card. Gene Matsumoto, Alonzo Menifield, and Nursulton Ruziboev. And I told you once, don't make me tell you twice. I don't care what other people are doing because we're going to get baked and we might hit this one twice. Let's go. Plus 200 on the play there. Dog of the week, Birkin, the last 3 weeks. Can we make it 4? Oh my God. 3 losses in a row as well. You got 3 wins in a row for the dog of the week. You got 3 losses in a row for the current dog of the week, Ricky Simone. 3-1. 3-3-3. We're getting blessed on this one. He's fighting close to home. He's going to battle in Seattle. Saturday night, don't miss it. You got 2 incredible plays. If you want the rest of the bets, if you want to see the exact confidence level with the method of victories, join for $5 a month. The link is in the description. Patreon. You can become a platinum forecaster for $5 a month and get all these bets and eat for free. Let's go. We're going to win. This time, I let you know the locks of the week. You're lucky. The dog of the week. I even gave you a couple bets for the props of the week. If you want the props of the week, all what you got to do, Telegram is free. Find the Telegram link in my link tree. You can hit the Patreon link as well. Get all the bets. Discord link is there in the description as well. Discord, let me tell you about Discord. It's absolutely free. We got a forecast lobby there where everybody can chat and talk about each and every fight. You can see the locks of the week with my full description that I write out. You can see my dog of the week, props of the week, and maybe some free bets. So along with a great forecast lobby, talking with a bunch of great forecasters, you get early access to the locks, the dogs, the props for free. Hit the link in the description. That's all you got to do. Discord's free. $5 a month. You're spending twice that at a Wendy's or McDonald's drive-thru. I don't know why you're not in Patreon. $5 a month. We went 5 units to 9 units on Jared Cannonier. 2 units to 9 units on him by knockout. You got to get in there. $5 a month. I got $50 per unit right now as a bankroll. So I'm telling you, I had $250 for 700 on Cannonier and 100 for 450 on him by KO. So get in Patreon. The bets are not small, $5 bets. A max bet isn't $100. A max bet would be like $1,000 for me. That would be a pretty big bet. $50 a unit. We're managing the bankroll wisely. We're looking to double bankrolls, up the unit size, and prove that it's possible to be very successful gambling, especially on the UFC. I feel like I'm one of the best in the game for insight and making money. So let's do what we do and beat up on these bookies. Go to battle.
In Seattle.
I'm just about that action, boss.
You ready to go get it. You just like to do it.
That's what it is. I ain't never seen no talking with me nothing.
Yeah.
Yep.